But alright, I don't know what's going on. But I don't know what's going on. But I'm just peacefully playing this game, And I don't know where there's some. Uh, if I scroll through the chat, you can see that this Indonesian guy is basically making fun of Islam and Malaysia. So,
But yeah, but in my opinion, I think you're not doing the right thing because, like, you're probably in the wrong place to do so because in this is a game where people are supposed to be having fun and playing game because if you want to play this game, then you should choose a team and play the game. But if you're here to harass others, then you're not in the right place, man. Like if you want to harass people, if you want to if you want to argue with people, and you should consider joining, uh, participating in a debate competition. Like in my country, I think Bangsa is going to win in MSSWPKL. But like but seriously, you're not doing the right thing. Like because people are here to play games. They're not expecting any signs of harassment and bullying, and you're just there to ruin it. So basically, what I did to not get affected by that person is by so what I did was I just ignore him. So I was just peacefully playing this game with one of my friend in this game. I just became his friend today. His name is Aizen. He's a fellow Malaysian, and he's one of the victims of this cyberbullying act. But um, yeah. To my advice for you guys, if you're ever getting bullied or getting harassed or cyberbullied by people, all you have to do, okay, listen to me. All you have to do, no. So the first thing that you should do, just ignore them. That's it. All you have to do is ignore them. So what you don't know is that what bullies and harassers, what they do, what they're doing is basically seeking for attention. They just want the whole world to look at him, to see his toughness. They just want them to think that he is right, but in reality he's wrong, and he just did that so that he can collect everyone's attention. But if you ignore them, if you ignore them, then he's just going to yap about thing all by himself, with no one agreeing with him, and no one backing him up. So he's just being, basically what he's doing, he's just being a clown. He's making a fool of himself. See, kids, if you're ever getting bullied, just ignore them. But if it's way, oh, sorry, some motorbike gang, but if it's way too serious for you, if it's very serious for you, then I shall advise you to go get some help. Go get some adults help because adults have a lot of experience. They live longer than you. They have all the experience and they have experienced everything and they know what to do. So kids, if you're ever getting bullied, you should call for an adult's help. Make sure the right adult, not the wrong adult. So basically, if you guys didn't know that, so basically, on Earth, the world that we live in, this round rock, this giant round rock that we all live in, scattered all over it, have its pros and cons. In life, there are pros and cons, and one of the pros is people who are nice to you, gentle, caring, and they love you, they care for you. And then the cons is these type of people. Basically, they just harass you and bully you, to try and get attention, just like that. They just bully you for no reason. So So what you need to do is to focus on the pros. Of course, like for 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 example, if you're buying something, of course you gotta focus on the pros. Like for example, for example, if you're buying a phone, the the process that it has, for example, it has unlimited data, and the cons is that the battery runs low. Of course, people are going to focus on the pros more. So basically, in life, you should focus on the good people. Because see, kids, the reason why you are emotionally affected by the bullies is because you're focusing on them way too much. Because you know the reason why? Because because effectiveness from others comes from your action. Basically, if you listen to them, you will you will like get affected by their words. For example, the teacher is teaching you, and then if you focus on her, then you're going to affect it. You're going to get the knowledge. You're going to listen to everything she says. And if you listen to a bully, you focus on the bully, then you're going to listen to all he says, and all of his words is going to stuck in your mind forever. So that's the wrong thing that you just did. What you just did is wrong. Like I said earlier, people would mostly focus on the pros. You should focus on the people who are nice to you. Because nice people are always there to help you, and they are not there to embarrass you or anything and humiliate you. They are not there. So, like I said earlier, if you immediately stop focusing on the people who are harassing you, bullying you, then they will just make a fool of themselves. They're not getting all the attention that they were expecting. They're just acting like a clown. Like, the point of a clown is basically to make a fool of themselves. So but if you ignore the bully, the bully is basically making a fool of themselves. Now that's the right thing you did. Because guys, in the world we live in, if you do something to someone, you will get something in return. If you're nice to someone, then they will be nice to you. If you are mean to someone, then they will be mean to you back. But some people might not notice that they're doing it back to them. So for an example, if you think that ignoring them, you're not giving them anything, right? No. In reality, what you guys did not notice is that you're actually giving something back to them for bullying. What he did is, he's harassing you, he's humiliating you, he's embarrassing you. And if you ignore him, he's going to make a fool of himself, and he's the one who's going to get embarrassed. He's the one who's going to get humiliated. He's going to realize that all of his plans to destroy you, all of his plans to humiliate you has failed. See, guys? See what I mean? Oh my gosh. So yeah. There's so many ways to deal with bullying, and my ways, if it's not very serious, like if they haven't thrown any hits on you yet, if they're just harassing you using words, the best way is to ignore them. See, because they will make a fool of themselves. They might think that they are a jester, but in reality they're just a clown. But of course, for those who were bullied in the most serious way, basically the bully have already thrown hands on them, then the best way is not to ignore them. You should take action. Should try and defend yourself. Do not fight, just defend yourself. Or, like I said earlier, ask for an adult's help. See, like I said earlier, adults live longer than you, which means they have experienced all of the bad things that you guys are experiencing. So, which means they know what to do. They know all the things to do. So, that's my advice to you guys. And basically, okay, if I say this again. So now I'm going to recap. I'm going to recap what that guy just said to me earlier. So basically, I was just minding my own business. I was just playing football with a friend that I just made. Basically, whenever I play this game, I will always make new friends. Just because we want to play the game and we want to focus on the game by working together. But then out of nowhere, a random man who identifies himself as an Indonesian, but I'm sure that he's not actually Indonesian. Because I'm not trying to blame Indonesia. I'm just trying to say that he's using Indonesia as a cover. Basically, he's not Indonesian. It's basically what he's doing is that he's using someone else's name for protection. Alright, so continue. Him and one of his friends. So the guy who bullied me, his name is El Fenomeno, and then his friend using a Malaysian flag to cover his identity. His name is Poser with a Z. So what they did is they just joined the game, started hating on, and started being toxic, saying you know the word EZ, basically what if you're from the US you will call it easy. Basically, if you didn't know, saying those two letters in a game, consider yourself as a toxic person. So he was being toxic, harassing others. Then one of my friend, his name is Aizen, which I just made friends with. He started taking action by saying that you're not that type of person to be. You're not that guy. You're not cool. And that just made things even worse, which makes El Fenomeno started becoming more more pissed off and started harassing more. You know, the funny thing is that out of any words that he choose to insult people, the word that he used is you eat dogs. That's what he said. So basically what he what he said was, okay, so in the middle of the game, during halftime, I switched team because I wanted to be with my friend Aizen, and that team was winning, but suddenly that team started losing, and then so he said that. So he said Snaf joined the winning team only. He said that Snaf joined the winning team to lose again. So I was like, I agreed on him. Basically, I'm not trying to be trying to be an enemy to him. I just agreed to him by thinking that it's a fact, saying that he's right. Yeah, he's right. He's right that I joined the winning team but ends up losing. But I don't know where he said that I ate dogs. Like, I'm confused. Like, that is the most out of pocket thing ever. So I said that is the most out of pocket things ever, and which makes him even more pissed off with me. He said I ate dogs, and then I said that in my religion it is forbidden to touch dogs because it's haram. It's forbidden. But he wasn't he was going way too far by insulting my religion instead. So what I'm not gonna say what he just said, because which it could lead to some political issues, political arguments, some racial arguments. I'm not gonna say that because I don't want that to happen to my channel. So basically, he just let's just say that he said something very offensive towards my religion, towards my my religion's most religious figure, the chosen prophet, Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Sorry, I'm stuttering. Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He was saying bad stuff about him. Peace be upon him. And then, and I was like, I was shocked. He had crossed the line. But you know what I did was ignore it, because he's only bullying me and harassing me using words, and the best way to prevent that is just ignore them. So for the whole game, I focus on the game with my friend Aizen, while at the same time, El Fenomeno and and Poser was just yapping all by themselves with no one else agreeing with them. They were just yapping, saying that they kept being toxic, but no one actually listens to them. They're being a clown. They're being a fool of themselves. They're making a fool. They're playing the fool. So, so I kept continuing game. Then, but just because I ignored them doesn't mean that I did not read all of the chats. So I was reading the chats. It was still being racist and and being an Islamophobe, which amused me a lot. It kind of yeah. I'll be honest, it makes me chuckle, because it amused me a lot. It's kind of funny seeing people harassing people that way, because that's the most childish act ever. But yeah, he has crossed the line. Then I just like, okay, forget about this guy. Let's just continue the game. And then I was thinking that, and I had a second thought saying that this guy has crossed the line. So what if I just make a video about him? So I immediately opened my recording software and made a video. Basically, what I'm doing right now, made a video of him. And then in the middle of it, I finally realized that they too have left the game. Both of them have left the game. And that's when I realized that my plans work. It worked. Ignoring them. Basically what I did was I just ignored them. And then they're just playing the fool, making a fool of themselves, yapping for no reason and no one agreeing with them. See? It works, guys. Trust me. If you're being bullied, but verbally bullied, verbally abused by people, just remember that they're only using their words. So the best way to prevent that is to just ignore them. That's it. To just ignore them. But remember, this is only for those who were bullied by words. But if they are physically bullied, physically harassed, like getting punched and everything, that is not bullied by words. That's just straight up harassment. So you gotta take action from that. So today has been very very confusing, but anyways, it is what it is. So I guess thank you very much for watching this video, and I just want to say that you guys matter. If no matter if there's people who are making fun of you, basically humiliating you, just remember that not everyone is doing the same thing. Not everyone is wanting to embarrass you and humiliate you. People are still there. There are still nice people who wants to take care of you, who wants to be nice to you, who wants to protect you from danger. Remember that. You matter. You matter more. Your life matters. Basically, all lives matter. But remember that if you argue with someone, but you don't have a point, you have no reason at all, you're not making any sense. You're just being a fool. But if you're arguing with someone, hating on someone, but you have a reason, you have a good reason, then that is a good and fair argument. That is a fair debate. But arguing with someone without a reason, that's just a foolish act. You're just being a clown. That's it. So guys, remember remember, do not make fun of others, do not humiliate others. If you want to argue, make sure you have a good reason, and not argue without a reason, because like I said, you're just being a clown. That's it. And if you're being harassed, please remember that remember that it's verb. If they're bullying you by words, remember that there's the best way to do is ignore them. But if they're bullying you, physically bullying you by throwing hands, and they lay your fingers on you, remember to get some help immediately. So it should all be that's all from me. Then I'll see you next time. Bye guys. Alright, remember, you guys matter more. You guys matter. Alright, bye.